How's everybody going? Very intimate event. Where's my techie guys? He asked me did I need some help, and I said no, but I do. See, there you go. Alrighty, pleasure to be here. It really is. I do a bit of coaching on the side pro bono, so I'm really passionate about making sure people are in the right role for them. And I can talk to you offline if you like about how I transitioned from product delivery, gravitated to the dark side of sales. So I'm hoping I can share some of that story with you. But my presentation today is really about the future. If anyone has had an opportunity to, well, you can't really miss it when you come in. You got a big neon sign in there in front of our stall, which is the future, and it's the future of why we see sales, the metaverse. We're going to talk about the metaverse. We're also going to talk about, the application of augmented reality, extended reality, virtual reality to sales and sales enablement. And ultimately, it's about helping sellers to sell more in a more immersive way, but it's also helping the buyers to purchase in a much more engaging, immersive way. So I do have a little shameless video I'm going to show as a little plug.
Imagine being at events, trade shows, or customer meetings and virtually showcasing every product needed, no matter the size and dimensions. Imagine captivating training that puts employees through real-life scenarios. Imagine creating fully immersive experiences that leave buyers in awe. That would be big. That would change the way you do business. With Big Tin Can XR, you don't need to imagine. You can create experiences that change business now. With Big Tin Can XR, you can easily create your own experiences, from digital showrooms with product models and information, to an operating room for new employees to be immersed in real-life training scenarios. Big Tin Can XR is a complete extended reality platform that helps you create the future. This is the buying experience of the future.
Awesome. So what I want to do, I don't want this to be death by PowerPoint, but I do want to reinforce that PowerPoint does still have a place. It's really valuable. However, what we're moving away from, certainly at Big Tin Can, is moving away from those long capability statements or, these are the products that we offer and it's blah, 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 and you've lost people after about 2 or 3 slides in. So we're more about creating more immersive, engaging experiences. So video seems to last. There's some stats out recently that most people want to see video, micro pieces of video. If it's any more than 2 or 3 minutes long, you've lost people. So I'm going to leave some takeaways as we go through, and there will be a theme of, I will repeat myself a little bit, which is okay, but I'm trying to reinforce that the more immersive the experience, the more sticky it's going to be. Alrighty, so this is what Big Tin Can's vision is. Like, there's a lot of, obviously, competitors. We've got Seismic, our direct competitor of ours, but we love it. It's really a case of, sales enablement is an emerging space out here in Australia, in this region, and it's going gangbusters in the US. We're just taking a little bit more to catch up. But it's a real area, it's a real emerging space. I know he's just had a talk on general careers within that space, but I love it. I really feel it makes a massive difference to salespeople, and it's not about kicking your sales teams out the door to go sell, which does happen. It's ongoing coaching and reinforcing. It's about the marketing teams providing content and teaching the teams how to use it. I'm a big sports fan, and I love coaching. I love playing. There's no one in my team. If you're on game day every day as a salesperson. So you've got to take some time out to train people. So what you'll see in our platform, we take sales enablement quite in a broad stroke across the platform. So we focus on learning, we focus on giving them the right content, but also on the buyer side, what are they engaging with? What are the buyers actually, what's resonating? So you get that feedback loop happening to the marketing teams to say, it's not just a one shoe size fits all. It's actually going to be what works, test and learn. Some people like a little bit of video. Some people are readers and they like the 20-page data sheets. Other people just like a mixture, want more personalized experience. So you've got to really make sure that you're hitting the mark. But having the data and the insights, and I spoke to you, a lady today, talking about sales metrics and understanding that what's the performance of your of your content. And it's a blind spot for a lot of organizations. They make an assumption that it actually is working, but generally they've got no idea. They're just guessing. You know, salespeople will take the content, they'll go off, they'll probably go a little bit feral, they'll go a bit off brand, the marketing lose all control of what's happened. The salesperson will slap a company logo on, and that's personalization for the customer, which is not, and then you've got no idea what the people are actually sharing. So we're all about getting those metrics and controlling that conversation and making sure that we understand, there's no doubt, it's all about metrics, about how we can find out what's working, what's not working, what content pieces are actually influencing a sale. It's about understanding at what point in the sale, what piece of content makes sense to actually recommend. So there's no point in sending pricing at the qualification stage. You've got to wait until you've had a bit more understanding of the pain. But some people send pricing. People want to ask for pricing straight up. So it's my point here is you've got to take sales enablement as a holistic play. So the more we use our platform and the more you share stuff from our platform, the more value you're going to get, the more insights you can derive, and the better people will be able to do their jobs. So let's move on to 2D content. So everybody uses it. We've been using it for years. It's PDFs, it's PowerPoints, it's a bit of video, although you'll often run into the challenges where people will all ask for the same thing. Okay, what do you guys do? Who have you helped? Who can we ask to make sure you keep you honest? Send us some testimonials of what they've worked on. Salesperson will go around, they'll go and ask the marketing team, where's all my, what should I be sending here? They'll go off, they'll go onto a shared topic or a shared desktop. They'll pull in, a pack that they use for someone else. They'll rebrand it. They'll go searching for the latest marketing video and they'll attach it. It'll get blocked because they try and send it on Gmail and there's only 25 meg, so it gets blocked. And then the whole process just breaks down. So we're all about trying to make sure that we're putting the right content into a customer's hands so they can make that informed decision. Now, what we're finding with sales content is it is a little bit dated, or the 2D content is dated. It's a bit boring. It's not really engagement. We're not really measuring it. On the learning side, we've all been in these instructor-led training courses where you get a folder and the folder becomes you stick it under your monitor after to raise your monitor to eye level. You'll never use it again. And this happens, it's non-engaging content. So it's having the ability to create a really immersive learning engagement. I'm going to show you some stuff a bit later on. This is not just going to be all on PowerPoint, I promise. I'll show you what we used at our sales kickoff to create an augmented reality learning experience for our sales teams to run MedPick, so reinforced MedPick. And they were actually running around. You'll see, I'm not going to steal my own thunder, but I'll hold it for later. But that's my purpose is the learning has to be immersive or people won't use it. Also, the buyers are younger. I'm getting older. I wasn't always this white, but they are getting younger, so they're engaging with things like Netflix. They're engaging with Facebook, all of these latest Twitter, TikTok. You've got to be producing content in a similar thing that resonates with them. So our kind of tagline is our product, our content management offering hub is like Netflix for your sales content. So we're actually using that technology to be serving up content that's relevant to me as a salesperson. What should I be sending? What's relevant? What have I got access to? How quickly can I find it? When I share it from my platform, can I track who's using it? And what's been resonating? A bit of a story. I'm sure most of your salespeople will go out and they'll have the happy years conversations where we got a they asked me for a proposal. They're really excited. They love me. They love my pitch. It was amazing. I'm going to put this up to 70% forecast. All right. I was like, well, okay, great. That's great. Now I'm stitching my proverbials to say I'm going to commit this deal, 70%. Have they opened their proposal? NFI, right? They haven't, right? But yet they've put their forecasts up. So now it's gone up like a sales leader has gone, have you actually unpacked this deal? Have you understood it? Have you taken the hair off it? I have no idea. The reality is if they go and they look at the share, they've not even opened it. So that'll tell you how engaged in the opportunity and the confidence levels in the opportunity it's going to be. All right, so that happens all the time. I've come in from sales into sales late and I see it and I can see salespeople as a common theme that they get freaked out when they get asked to send some content and they get into full-on panic mode and then they start ringing the marketing people. So we told you we sent that last week, couldn't find it. Okay, this whole breaks down process. So The reality is that attention span in buyers, if you send them a PDF or 20-page PowerPoint, it's not going to happen. A short video, okay, a short 3 or 4 minute video will give them what they need, and then they can make a decision. You don't spend too much time pulling it together. You create it once and you push it out. On the remote collaboration, our world has changed with the pandemic, and this is the new. The reality is, normal is now. It's going to be the normal. So we've got a remote solution of training people in a much more immersive way. So the ability to push out COVID courses on mobile devices really quickly, to pivot. There's a strong trend in micro-learning, just small little micro-learning pieces of content instead of the long. We've all had those compliance courses, right, with the cybersecurity training, and it's like 40 minutes. It's like, when am I going to find 40 minutes out of my day? I'm lining up on a dashboard there, and I don't want to be, but my boss is going, have you done your cybersecurity training? I'm in the middle of it, and all of a sudden I get a call from a customer, and then you lose the context, and your context switching, and this happens all the time. So it's really about trying to find, giving micro-learning pieces, giving people what they need quickly, and they can get it off their list, because I tell you, the attention span, I guarantee you, most people here, your phone will have push notification from some app. There'll be a WhatsApp and you're dying to look at it. It'll be a Facebook, or someone's just posted something on TikTok or whatever, and it just distracts you from listening to me or watching what's on screen. You won't remember this slide, I promise you. You won't remember it. So you might remember my funny accent, but you won't remember this slide. So what we're trying to do is really set the stage for tomorrow's buyers, which is creating that immersive, interactive experience. And we're going to show you some of this stuff, it'll hopefully be memorable. And come and stop by the booth, and you'll actually be able to see. You guys should play with the Oculus. I've introduced Richard over here. He's going to be my crash test dummy for this. Hopefully, it's going to go all according to plan. They say you should never work with animals or children or tech in dodgy Wi-Fi. Anyway. So this is what we're going to. So Richard will show you some of the Oculus in action. If anybody hasn't had a chance to use an Oculus, we'll get a chance. You can come out and have a look after my presentation. So setting the stage for tomorrow's buyers, getting the buyers engaged, getting them sticky, understanding, are we selling them what they need? Are they engaged? Are they interested in what we have to sell? And if not, we'll move on. There's no point in being in a deal that you don't belong in. You're wasting time. Chase the no early. I've always said, chase your no. It's no problem. Some salespeople will try to keep a deal lit, right? They're trying to inject, no, it's still there. It's been on for weeks and weeks and weeks with no activity, no engagement, and they still leave it there. Why? Because they're afraid to pull it out, because it means that they're not selling, they're not able to close it. But they probably never should have belonged in that deal in the first place. So what we're trying to do is design a much better experience for buyers, for sellers. And I'll use an example here. If anybody, I'm sure everybody here has bought a house or maybe a unit in Sydney. How long does it take? You never know where you are in the buying cycle ever. You've got your mortgage broker, you've got your bank giving you the loan, you've got the real estate agent, you've got someone else, you've got the pest people, you've got everything. And no one knows what the work breakdown structure is in buying a house. What we're trying to do is bring a digital sales rooms, because you're going to hear digital sales rooms massively now, having an area or a portal where all these artifacts can live in a shared environment, that you share out a digital sales room to your customers. This is the latest version of content. I don't have to go looking in my emails for where's the latest proposal. It's all there. You can update it. And then we're going to move that from a digital sales room into a virtual sales room. So you've actually got areas within the virtual sales room so you can go through your talk track. What has to happen, your task list, what has to happen to transact. So I'll show you, I won't show the digital sales rooms today, but I'm going to talk about the future and the metaverse. It is here already. So Zuckerberg he's kind of spending billions on it and losing millions. But this is internet version 3. So that's the reality, is that this space they're massively gambling on. This is where people are going to be transacting. So the metaverse is going to allow users to work, meet, game, socialize together in these 3D spaces. So if you can think it, you can build it in a digital world. So this, if you think of this as a future state, this technology exists now, but this is a really nice immersive kind of come to life slide. It's a bit more richer than my two-dimensional slide I just shown you a couple of seconds ago. You remember it because it's funny. You remember the guy backflipping. This is awesome. How do I get that? How do you do this? It's just an animated GIF I put into the slide. But this is, being able to use these immersive experiences to train people is going to be. This is coming. And I know there's a talk I think in over the next couple of days on using video and using training and immersion. This is happening now. Having the ability, for example, to, someone who's a miner wants to get into mining because there's so much cash in it, wants to go and do it, realizes they're claustrophobic. How do you train these guys, right? It's not going to work, buddy, Let's put you in an Oculus, let's put you into a mine and show you what a mine looks like. And it's a bit dark, just so you know. All right, so it's the ability to be able to train them to understand when they do go into that mine for the first time, they know what they're looking at. They can see it. They felt like they've been there before in a virtual environment. So it's a much more immersive way of doing it. Now, if you teach that miner on the PowerPoint slide, he's got no idea. He's got no sense of it's not tactile. There's no way he can understand and get a sense of what it's going to be like to do that job. That's the wrong career for him or her. So let's talk about the augmented reality versus virtual reality. So you're going to hear these terms, augmented reality, extended reality, mixed reality, virtual reality. It's all stuff. I'm going to try to, dispel some of these things. Augmented reality is like your old Pokemon Go, where everyone was going chasing. Remember that time everyone was just going around, what are they looking at? Like looking for a signal, or are they looking for a Pokemon? Because that's what was happening. That's augmented reality, the ability to push a digital object into a real world environment. And virtual reality, simplify it, it's just creating what exists in the physical world in the virtual, using virtual elements. Easiest way of talking about it. All right, so you're probably already using this, you don't know, but anyone's got like a modern car, you've got the heads-up display. That's classified as your assisted reality. It's real-world assisted reality. Augmented reality is the ability to overlay a digital experience over a physical target. And I'll show you what T-Mobile are one of our biggest customers based in the US. And they use this in their retail stores where they can bring a two-dimensional box to life with a digital experience. So I'm going to show you that actually in action. Mixed reality is the ability, this is a really cool thing. This is the ability to place a 3D object into a real world space. Now this one has got Red Bull. So think about like if you go to Freedom, or where you do your furniture shopping, and you want to buy a sofa. Great, all of it. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I've got no idea. Well, let me send you that 3D model. You can go home and you can look at it. I'll place it in beside your current furniture and see if it suits your decor. Now what that's doing is it's getting me or the buyer to visualize, because that's what's causing the doubt at the moment. It's the visualization. It's causing me, it's extending out the sales cycle, and time kills deals. Always kills deals. So you're trying to get the customers to transact really quickly and remove that doubt. So that's the ability to place those mixed objects. And in virtual reality, we'll walk through, we'll have Richard on the Oculus to show you us going through a room that we've built. Slip through. Generally the 5 applications. Firstly, embedding the 3D model. The second would be using a scenario, which is ability to place a 3D model in and then put a training scenario over the top of it. Okay, so that might be, how do I train people in a medical room, in a medical emergency? What are the things that I need to do? And you're doing that in a much more immersive way. Augmented reality to be able to show certain triggers in a room. So you'll see real estate agents, you'll see the digital twins, at the inside of a house. So you can actually walk through a house now and not have to spend 15 minutes that they normally give you to inspect the house that you're going to make probably the biggest decision of your life on. You get 15 minutes to inspect it. So there's a company called Matterport who do digital twins of inside 3D cameras and use those 3D models, and then they put in pulsating experiences over it so you can ask more, like how much space is in here? Has it got aircon in each of the rooms? Pretty cool. Virtual realities and then virtual portals. So it's just the ability to teleport somebody into a virtual 3D space. So you could be clicking on a button and all of a sudden you're in Waikiki Beach. Really cool, and you can experience it. You can actually ramble around and look around it like you were there. Really cool. And then virtual showrooms. This is something that's really coming out for us, is people are wanting more. Instead of sending capability statements, they want to go in and they go into an experience. So we'll talk about the actual sales kickoff. Not sales kickoff, at the Optus, for example, I'm one of our biggest customers. And we built a virtual room for them for their sales kickoff. So they revealed it. Gladys was was there. She was really happy. She saw the room. It was a really cool experience, all branded in Optus, much better than showing what our goals and objectives are for the next year. It was in a much more virtual environment, so it was pretty cool. We're already there. Anything you're going to see today is built with Big Tin Can XR. So I'm going to just talk about, it is all about being able to tell stories and bringing two-dimensional content to life. It exists now. It's not a heavy lift. I'll show you. I'm running a workshop after 1:45, I think, today. We'll show you how easy it is to actually build up a room, skin it up with your assets. Really, really easy. It's not a heavy lift, and it's not expensive. Alrighty, this is just showing what the AR camera could look like in real life. So this is showing that the ability to place that Red Bull object in a room, which is hopefully going to help someone to make a decision. Now, the T-Mobile. So might have to switch off my presentation mode to bring my laptop. Let me quickly show you what I mean, because this is time for the more interactive part of the demon's presentation. Alrighty, let me share my... Tech just works. So this is an AR target that we've set up. Okay, so I've now launched I'm going to launch my Big Tin Can AR camera. So you can see now it's picked it up. It should play a video.
Hey guys, dinner time!
So it's overlaid that experience now over a physical box in store. So if you think of all the Telstras in your Optus, you go in, you have to have a person to tell you about the features. You get usually a PDF beside it with some bullets on how much space, what colors the phone comes in. This has given me a much more immersive experience. There's a lot more things for me to do. So I can learn a bit more. These are all customizable for whatever you want to do. And if I do want to come in, I can just go and I can just maybe click on the buy button and it just takes me straight to the product site where I can actually transact. And I'm going to blame the Wi-Fi. There we go. Cool. So that's our ability to, now let's go back into my presentation. That was seamless. Alrighty, I even got a smartphone. You get your smartphones. This is really easy. I promise you, even I can do it. It's open up your smartphone, pick one of those, open up the camera. It should take a link to say which one of those it is. Alrighty, so you might want to click on, it's going to bring up, take you to a link to a 3D object. And then you click on the AR button. And then you can place that object in real world. So I'm going to quickly show you what I do. Let me quickly show if I've got one here ready to go. Alrighty, let me show. So everyone had a chance to look at it? Because I'm going to beam my screen. I'm going to show you one. They said to me in this presentation, you better put your heart into it, so I will. Hopefully this is going to, hang on, I need to exit out of this. There you go. It's great when tech just works. So I'm using my I'm using my iPad, and I'm just wirelessly casting it to my, there you go. So this is now a 3D model. So you can see the ability, this is really tactile. So this can be any product offering what you want. Okay, so you can play it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to be a little bit cheeky because it's that time of the day I get a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually just try to put this now in, place this object in real world. There you go, we've got to put, there you go. Okay, there you go. There you go, we've got a little pulsating heart, there you go. You've stolen my heart there, see? I didn't pick on you by mistake, see? So it's pretty cool. So this technology is there, it's really easy to use. So you'll remember this from your presentation going, I was able to do that, it wasn't that hard. Nothing fell over. Still early, I've still got 10 minutes, so stuff still can go wrong. Still got time to bugger it up. Alrighty, move this off. Next up we've got, this is the SKO quiz, okay? So this is what I was talking about earlier about like how we introduce a little bit of interactivity. So I'm gonna play a little bit more video because it was, she's got a nicer voice than I have.
So, when the Big Tin Can team was putting together our sales kickoff, we took on the challenge of building an augmented reality game using Big Tin Can XR to reinforce MedPick. It may look like these sales reps are walking around aimlessly, but that isn't the case. During the event, we moved the reps into a room where they used their phones to explore the MedPick gallery. They were prompted with specific questions and then navigated the galaxy to choose the right answers. The reps completed these questions and were immediately provided with a score showing their successes and challenges. If your sales organization is like ours, MEDPIC is often an issue, and we see delayed deals because our sales reps didn't nail all the criteria needed. By leveraging AR for a fun learning experience, we were able to get reps excited to participate. Many reps have even started to say they are using what they learned from the experience in their current deals. This is one of the many uses for AR/VR. If you want to learn more, reach out and say hi and learn how you can leverage Big Tin Can XR for your company.
Seamless transition there. Alrighty, so this is what we've created, an AR target, which is called the MEDPIC Galaxy. I'm not sure everyone knows what MEDPIC is, but effectively it's just an acronym for all the questions you should be asking in the qualification stage. Okay, it's really risk management for an opportunity is what I say. It gives you a talk track to make sure you've asked all the right questions throughout the deal to keep the deal live. Okay, if you skip any of these steps, there's a good chance you're adding risk and it's probably going to blow up. You're going to lose out in the deal. So we make sure all of our teams are educated. So what we did was we ran through a quick refresher training to make sure it's the start of the kickoff. Let's do a refresher training, and now let's go out and show how we can do this. So I'm going to aim to do this. Richard, do you want to give me a hand with this one, actually? Alrighty, so I'm going to have to exit out of this. You probably need to wireless, click on that, click on the AR camera. So we're just going to open this. What you're seeing here is this is a Netflix for your sales content. This is our content hub application. So what we're doing is picked up the target. So this now has told me, awesome, click start the game. So it's got to pick up, what this is doing now is you've got to straighten it up. It's actually trying to find that target, and it's trying to find an anchor point to display those 3D objects. So it just takes a bit of getting. You might need to push this. Got it? Cool. Okay, so Richard, my lovely assistant, is going to go around the room now and he's going to start looking for those targets. So it's a cool way of hitting the quizzes. So he's going to go out, don't fall out the window. Yeah, alrighty. Okay, so what it's done is just first thing was to trigger the game. The second thing was to anchor the object. So it's now going around in a virtual space. So this is giving me, I go around, navigate it. It's kind of like your Pokemon Go. Pretty straightforward. It's giving me instant feedback. Just get one of the questions wrong so I can show the red. Because that's what I got one of the questions wrong when I did it. So it's giving me instant feedback. So this is a lot more engaging. You're going to end up outside if you're not careful. But this is a lot more engaging. And Richard's pure focus, apart from walking through the wall, he's focused on actually the learning material. I think that's good. You're good. Now it's going to send me, when you get to the end of it, we gave out a prize for whoever got the most or got the quickest. He got 5 minutes, I think, to run the quiz. But it was really cool. Injected a sense of urgency, but you could see everybody was engaged. You got some pretty cool stuff, and they obviously won't see it above your heads, but they're there, trust me. Alrighty, I've exited out of that. Rich, we're going to go into talk a bit more. We're running out of time. We've got 3 minutes, and I did start. You guys, last session ran over, didn't it?
Quick question.
Sure.
The results of what Richard is doing here, who owns the results and how do you...
Come back to the platform, yeah, it comes back to the platform. So wherever the application is hosting, the analytics will be all pulled together.
So you've got access to those analytics?
Yeah, that's right.
That would be a risk process, right?
Yeah, well, it depends on where you've got it. You obviously got to capture anywhere. If you've got any application, the results are going to sit in a database somewhere. But we can work out where you want them to send. If you want them to send an email address somewhere instead of being captured somewhere, we can do that.
If I had a group of dispersed Richards around the world, could they all do that in their dispersed location?
Yeah. How good? I haven't got a demo of that today, but there's only so much I can cram in. Anyway, let's go into virtual showroom. So this is one of the things that we did create for Optus, and Rich is I'm going to try to wow you with some technology and really make this seamless again. But we created this virtual showroom, and there's so many different ways you can pull it together. But just to give you an idea, it's much better than sending people a PowerPoint capability statement. Send them a link, walk around the room. You can track all the analytics for the visitors. You can present them a form, so you have to put your details in when you come up to the room. So while Richard is he looks a bit better at that Oculus than I do. Alrighty. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do, seamless, there we go, Oculus. I might have to, are you casting?
Yep.
So we should be able to see what Richard is seeing, so you got to go and try it again, mate. Something's happening. You casting? Yep. Well, no one's seen anything on screen. I should be, yeah. I'm on Richie's Wi-Fi, yeah. All right. While you're working on that, let me just jump into one and show you what a room can look like. Okay. So this is a VR room that we've created. So it's got various different elements to it. So this is web-based, so this doesn't have to be, you don't have to have an Oculus, but if you have an Oculus, you can obviously move your head around and see within the room. So what we did was, this is showing some of the capabilities within the room. So I'll navigate around. We've got the ability to add in some, like this is a waving avatar. This was pulled together, but just with a $20 like red or green Mac, you know, just plastic Mac, just record yourself. And just, now you've got no background behind it, and it was like, took about 5 minutes. So we've put that in here. That's our CEO waving. So we've got some interactivity on some of the walls, and this is just a showroom. So, you know, these are all clickable. They do stuff. We've got added a bit of video in. We've also got some sound. Show me, click on the sound, it should do something. There you go. There you go. Alright, stop the video. Close it. All right, cool. I don't have it open. So now, let me move on to, this is another way we can do this. This is also, think about your PDFs. This is a bit more interactive. So you can have your slideshows or your capability statements, whatever, in here. This is just showing some of the other things. We've also got like a little, we've introduced a little bit, this is a jet turbine engine. So, you know, if people approach it, you can scan this, you can place that in. So people can play, this could be one of your products, one of your switches, it could be one of your Nike shoes or whatever like that. It's really, really easy. So this is just showing some of the stuff. We've got some floating objects as well. We've also, with Optus wanted, they obviously wanted more. They wanted 2 rooms, but this is a little button we can go in. We can have a look out what's going on. I'm pretty sure this is going to take me out to a hangar. You go. That's just pulled together. This little, you know, hangar is just pulled together with a, you know, pretty cool. It's just a digital twin of an airport hangar. So really cool to pull all these items together. Now what we did, this is what we do. A second, just reset this one. I'm pretty impressed how slim. I know I'm on time. I know. I feel like, you got the music you can play like in the Oscars? I've always wanted to win one of those. I'm blaming the Wi-Fi now because this is not going to come up. And it's going to still, but if it doesn't work, I will wrap up. Yeah, Richie, I think you've run out. You didn't put enough credit in your Wi-Fi. All right, we're up. There we go. Okay, so this is one. Here's one I've made earlier. I always wanted to say that as well, right? But using cooking programs. But this is shows. So this allows me now. I can send that link to my customers. Talk about who our Big Tin can. It's got some pretty cool animations. So this does like some funky stuff. It just looks a bit trippy. I can also some interactivity. So I put some stuff in here as well. So it just talks about our platform, talks about some swag, and I can ask a question. So this could be contact me, ask a question. I know I'm getting all sorts of signals, so I'm going to actually wrap it up there. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you, Richard, for helping me out. Come by our booth. I'm going to go through in a bit more detail. I ran out of all the things I was going to show you today, but we are at 1:45 today. We're going to run a little workshop to show you, and we'll talk about some of the different applications, and I can show you some stuff that I'm probably not meant to show you, but I'll show you anyway. All right, thank you everybody. Thanks for your time and listening.